Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Welcome back to another epic drone show. If you're watching this at approximately 5:50 p.m. New York City time, then this is a live show. So anything you type, I can see, and I have the opportunity to interact with y'all face on video. So without further ado, I'm going to continue a discussion topic that tried to do earlier, but I ran into some Wi-Fi issues. But now I don't have those because I've got greater bandwidth here in the studio. But that's the GoPro Fusion. Now, if you're curious like I am, you don't just see a new device. In this case, a new camera from GoPro. You don't simply see it and not question what's next. Now, it's easy for someone to see the GoPro Fusion and say, you know what? That's just a new action camera. It's 360 degree spherical, never called on. It's a waste of time. Now that's one way to look at it. But the other way to look at it is well, this 360 degree camera, if attached to a drone, could become a game changer. Because in theory, we may be able to get 360 video in real 1080p quality, if not possibly 4K quality, or near 4K quality. And that's something we haven't been able to achieve with the 360 degree cameras that have released so far, and that's why a lot of people think the 360 is a failing technology. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, y'all tell me what you think, because if GoPro executes well with that, maybe they'll even release a new drone, and maybe they'll enter the drone arena in a hard way. Check this out. Let me pop it up here. These are the Epic Drone Show t-shirts, and you can find them. You just go to epicdroneshow.com and go to store and go to merch, and when you go to merch, you will see the Epic Drone Show t-shirt. So I think it's kind of cool. If you want to check it out, that's great. If you don't, no problem. Not trying to push t-shirts on anyone, but they are there if you want to see them. So back to the studio. What does everyone have today? We're just getting started. This is first few minutes. It's about 5:50 p.m. New York City time. Yeah, talking about 360 cameras. This one right here was, pretty much a proof of concept. Little LG camera that I've got, but I never attached it to a drone. But the quality of this thing, I mean, it works, but it's more or less a proof of concept, in my opinion. Drone Beetle says it's hot in Missouri. Yeah, man, it is very hot. Ooh, I'm hot right now. So yeah, we got a lot to look forward to, especially come August. I mean, we ought to see the new DJI Mavic Pro 2 and possibly a Phantom 5 as well. So it's going to be an exciting 2017 for fellow drone enthusiasts. Wow, 106. Wow, 106. Wow, that's hot. That is very hot. Yeah, so we got high temps and all kinds of good stuff here going on. But sorry, I was closing out some messages here. I got a few pop up. I got a lot of people tuning in live right now. What are y'all excited about, or what are you worried about pertaining to drones? Is there anything that's disturbing you? Anything that's exciting? Anything that you would like to see in an upcoming drone? Maybe it's an improvement of something that has already released, or maybe it's a drone accessory or a drone function that has not yet been demonstrated. I mean, there is okay, got rid of all those. Had a bunch of stuff pop up there. Yeah, I'd about had a heat stroke. I was out picking some corn and some okra, and I got overheated. Still hot. Came in, took a shower. I still feel hot. But yeah, so drones. We got hopefully, and this is purely optimism here, and that's that hopefully the newness of drones has worn off, and hopefully we'll start to see. Hopefully, as a result of that, we'll see less media attention, and the product of less media attention for drones hopefully will mean that we will see less irresponsible use of drones, which will hopefully enable this hobby to continue without enhanced regulations. Yeah, Ronald says we need the DJI Mavic 2. Yeah, we definitely do. I mean, when you look at DJI Mavic Pro, the first and original Mavic that came out, for the first of its platform, it was a remarkable drone. And to think that they released that as version 1 of a new flying platform, think about how refined version 2 should be. I mean, when you look at when Phantom first came out, it worked well, but it had its quirks. But I mean, it was earlier on technology. Mavic Pro came out, yeah, it had its problems, but you could tell it was a lot more evolved technologically than the Phantom was when it first came out, which makes sense. They've had more experience with creating drones and the various components that enable them to achieve reliable and stable flight. So, yeah, Mavic Pro 2 hopefully will be a game changer. And my hope is that with all these new drones coming out, hopefully they get to be a little bit more fair with the pricing, because this is an expensive hobby. I mean, the prices have dropped, but it's still a super expensive hobby. And I wouldn't want to see it become so cheap that we attract a bunch of irresponsible people. But I think if DJI can get some competition and, we get some price wars going, I think it'll be good thing for all of us. So, yeah, I mean, we have a fun year in store for us when it comes to drones. Speaking of being harassed while flying a drone, does anyone have any stories that they would want to share about being harassed while they were flying their drone in a safe and responsible fashion? Yep, got more people tuning in. Got a lot of people watching. We got a lot of people watching, and we've only had 2 people comment so far. So if you're watching, speak up. Speak up. This is a live show. If you're watching this at approximately 5:55 p.m. New York City time. Hey, Sean Coonery. Sean Coonery's even in here. He's under the desk, walking around and rubbing up against the desk. Hey, Sean Coonery, you want to say something for the live show? Sean Coonery. Yeah, he said he's talking, so all y'all have to do to talk is just type. Mark says, not harassed, but one lady came out to ask about the drone even though I was flying it a mile away from her home. Yeah, that's funny. That's good you weren't harassed. Did they say why they came out? Was it just curiosity? Were they fascinated by it? Or was it like, did they have a hidden agenda and be like, oh, I was just making sure you weren't spying on me? There's a lot of people out there that think you're spying on them. There's a difference between flying and spying. And if you're just flying and having fun, you're not spying. You're just having a good time in a safe and responsible location. So I don't get people. Mark says, I told her about the drone and was very nice to her. She was just concerned when her husband heard the drone take off. Which drone were you flying? A Phantom or a Mavic or a... Yeah, it's funny the way people react to drones when they see them. Or hear them in your case. Mark says there was an island about a mile away I wanted to video my Phantom 4. John says, have you heard anything about Litchi adding a Spark component? You know, it's funny. I've heard a lot of people talk about the Litchi app, and I'm yet to test the Litchi app. So I don't really, I don't know. That's something I haven't followed, so I hate to say it, but I don't have an answer for you, man. RC Tanks and Trucks. Hello, everyone. Hello, RC Tanks and Trucks. Mark says her home was on the main road, which was the closest spot to the island with a clear line of sight. Interesting. RC Tanks and Trucks. Just got the Spark and have the goggles coming too. Looking forward to it. Yeah, you have to let us know how those goggles are, man. That sounds, with the Spark, I bet that would be really fun because it's so fast. You know, being able to get up there and do some sporadic maneuvers. So yeah, we got a ton of excitement. Sean Connery just bit my foot. That hurt. If you haven't tuned in before, Sean Connery is an enormous 25-pound Maine Coon cat. And he is, if he bites you, you definitely know it. Let me see if I've got a current photograph of Sean Connery. Let's see here. Well, it's loading. Oh, I'll get it here in a second. Old Tech says, do you think if they bring out another Phantom, they will change the form factor? Actually, I definitely do. And the reason I say that is that, you know, they haven't stepped away. They haven't stepped away from the proven and very well liked Phantom design. You know, Phantom 1 through present, being Phantom 4 Pro, you know, it still looks the same. You look at it and you say, that's a DJI Phantom. Now, obviously, the gimbal and the camera and all of that has evolved drastically, and so has the communications system, you know, the light bridge and this, that, and the other. But I think Phantom 5 will be different, and I'm basing that upon the fact that DJI was testing the waters. You know, they wanted to test the market's reaction to a smaller and more lightweight drone. They brought us the Mavic Pro. Then they wanted to go radically smaller, and they wanted to test the market's reaction to an even smaller and more portable drone, the Spark. So it would make sense that they would then try to tweak the design, maybe not a radical redesign, but a noticeable redesign of the Phantom. You know, something with a modular camera, something more pro level, something that's possibly a foldable design. And it would seem to make sense to me that that's what they would do with the Phantom 5. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do y'all think about all this? Because I mean, it's, you know, if you look at them, they're pretty much the same. And even the Phantom 4 line, even though they came out with the Pro and the Advanced, you know, the design of that body is pretty much the same. So you got to look at it from a manufacturing perspective. They're you know, very similar. So you know, you design a few parts and you can repurpose those among most of those parts. You can repurpose among the various Phantom models, which is kind of cool for them from a cost of development, a cost of production perspective. Mark says, if the next Mavic had the same specs as Phantom 4 Pro, would you want another Phantom? I probably wouldn't, and the reason being is that if it had the same specs, and I got, you know, the same, we're talking about the camera quality, the video stability, the ability to perform well in mild to moderate wind. You know, if it would do everything the Phantom 4 Pro would do, and if they would remove that silly tap to focus, I hate tap to focus. If they would take that out, you know, I don't see that. I don't see there would really be the need for a Phantom, and that's interesting you brought that up because DJI's ultimately it's about making money, and if they give too many features to the less expensive drones, they may hurt the sales of their more expensive drones, being the Phantom line. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they juggle all of this. Ken says, I think we need to have a meet and greet on one of the islands and all go flying. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a great thing. You know what would be cool? If we got enough people attracted to Epic Drone Show where they would come and watch this, and maybe we got like a cruise line or something. How cool would it be if we convinced a cruise line to host an Epic Drone Show event? In other words, maybe it'd be like some sort of deal where, I don't know, this is all hypothetical, but let's just say approach cruise line and be like, hey, got a growing YouTube channel here, got this large viewership, got a lot of people. How about you host a 7-night drone event on your ship? That'd be awesome. I doubt anything like that would happen, but imagine if it did. You had this drone event, and they let you fly. If they let you fly drones off of the ship in a safe area, that could be really cool. Just get them close down the mini golf course on the top of the ship. Be like, that's off limits unless you're here with Epic Drone Show. And then you go into port, and they take you to places to fly. Yeah, that'd be super cool. No, man, flying in the islands, that's the best place, in my opinion, to fly a drone. Look at that right there. You can barely see it on camera. That is the tip of Sean Coonery's tail flicking because he's irritated. Let's see if y'all can see it there. Yep, there it is, see? Hey, Sean Coonery, flick your tail. Flick your tail. Tail flicker. Tail flicker. Tail flicker. Tail flicker. Tail flicker. Yep. He's responding. He's agitated. So yeah, we got a lot of excitement. Again, just trying to pimp these t-shirts out. EpicDroneShow.com t-shirts. Go to EpicDroneShow.com, click store, and click merch. And you can find the Epic Drone Show t-shirts there in various colors. So yeah, that'd be super cool. So have y'all heard of any DJI competitors or possible DJI competitors that may be coming out with a new drone? It would seem that, to me, it would seem that if somebody was going to step up to the plate and try to compete, that they would have already done it. But if they haven't done it, it would seem that they would need to do it very soon, because when you think about a new product in the holiday season, it's got to be released and start to ship way before the holiday. Because when you think about logistics, you think about all these people that sell DJI drones. They've got to get those drones out. They've got to get them to the warehouses of the retailers that are selling them. So it's not a I'm just going to do it a few days before Christmas type deal. And then you got the marketing piece, especially with DJI's competitors. If they want to release something and try to compete, they're going to have to do a lot of marketing to convince the consumer that their drone that nobody's ever heard of is worth buying. So they got to do that, and they got to get it out so people can buy it from various retailers far in advance. So it's I don't know. What would be really cool is if we could pack this technology into a drone the size of a Mavic Pro or a Phantom 4. This is A7R2 Sony Alpha camera, but if they could somehow strip down the the specs here. I mean, strip down the housing rather to where it would work. Be really cool. Let me see something right here. My video just paused on me there. That's weird. Yeah, Oltec says 100% agree with IrixGuy. I think the Mavic 2 with the same specs as Phantom Pro would be a winner all day long, as Phantom's beginning to look outdated in my opinion. Would surely replace it. Yeah, I agree. RC Tanks and Trucks says no chance, I think. Just look at how well that went for GoPro Karma. Well, you know, and that is a great example. I mean, GoPro historically has just been a rock solid, innovative company that has released a very quality camera product over and over. And you can repurpose the mounts. GoPro did a phenomenal job with everything until they released the Karma. And they failed epically with the Karma. GoPro failed epically, and it was a shame to see that. But yeah, to your point, if GoPro can fail, you know, imagine which company it would take to try to compete. I mean, you're looking at a Google or an Apple or you know, Microsoft or something along those lines. I mean, it's going to take a big, well-known player with an existing large base of fans and customers to even try to compete. Because just because someone releases a quality product, if they don't have name recognition or they don't have a super strong and super expensive marketing budget to achieve name recognition, it's going to be hard, regardless of how good the drone may be, to get people to want to buy it. You know, people want to buy what they know is going to be good. I mean, if I'm going out and buying a pair of tennis shoes, I'll probably go with one of the brands that I've heard of, because I'm going to be walking in them. I want to be comfortable. You know, if I see another pair of shoes that looks as good, possibly even better, but I've never heard of the brand, and, you know, why would I want to take that risk? You know, I would take the risk if the price was significantly cheaper, because then I would feel like the risk was justified. You know, if they didn't perform well, you know, hey, at least I didn't spend that much. Maybe I could at least get, you know, that dollar amount of enjoyment out of those tennis shoes, even if they didn't last as long as the leading brand. But I mean, there's a lot of factors that come into play, and that's the thing. I mean, if there's drone manufacturers out there that are watching this show, because I know we get a lot of people in live for this show, and I appreciate that. You know, if you're developing a drone, feel free to reach out to me. You know, if you want to have someone provide feedback, this, that, and the other, I mean, reach out to me. You can go to epicdroneshow.com and you can find my contact information there, because I think that's an important component of this, is, you know, asking the people that have been involved with the hobby for a long time, asking them what they think about it and what they would want to see. And I think there's a lot of would-be competitors that have failed because they just, you know, they didn't connect with their fan base. You know, maybe they didn't reach out and ask for feedback while they were designing the drone, or maybe they just put it out there and put in the feature set that they thought would be cool, and they didn't they didn't realize that it was not wanted by the majority of drone hobbyists. So I mean, trying to dethrone DJI is not an easy task, and I'm not saying that because I dislike DJI. I love DJI. It's my favorite drone on the market today. But again, with that said, I'm not married to DJI. So, you know, if something better comes out, you know, all power to them, and I'll try it out. You know, and hopefully it'll create some price wars, because that's something I would really want to see, is the price of this hobby to go down a little bit. It's very expensive. But most things are, especially if you're an early adopter, and you know, we're a few years into this now, but we're still all early adopters of drones. So Mark says, Intel and Qualcomm are investing in a lot of drone logic. I think we will see serious competition when drones become fully autonomous. Yeah, that's a good point. And I think, but when and if regulations allow that to happen, do you think that's going to go more to the commercial use of drones, or do you think that's going to create companies that will also develop consumer drones for hobbyists? I mean, that's the big unknown here at this point in time. But yeah, Intel could be a big player. They definitely could. I mean, they've got a good name. I mean, they got a good reputation, and I mean, I think they could definitely be a possible competitor for DJI. But it's going to be an interesting next few weeks for sure. Mark says, both commercial and hobby flyers. Autonomy means that we can fly them with cell phones at long distance, and then the drones can avoid doing anything. Oh, very cool. Gotcha. I was thinking we meant like fly by itself. Well, that being said, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'm going to cut this show a little bit short. I got to do another project here. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.